some type of way about why didn't you do it sooner. You will confront, a lot of things in yourself when you do leave and come to Africa. You're going to say, "Well, I could have done this sooner," or you know, "I should have done this sooner." And it's something I struggled with in the first week that I got here. And Jackson, my driver, he was just like, you're here now, put it behind you." And there are other things that are happening that are very prosperous and promising and just really, really good that's happening in my life. And at times I'm like, how could the first 30 days of being in Africa be more prosperous and successful than the last 30 years of my life? And it's really a hard pill to swallow of how difficult um, the society is to navigate in the United States. Um, and anywhere in the Western world where blacks were brought as slaves only for the purpose of building up the wealth of white society. How, how do you expect to live a fruitful life, um, a healthy life in a society that was built up to abuse you and take advantage of you, and deny you of your benefits of human rights, you know? And it's a very hard, not gonna cry, it's a very hard thing to deal with. I've been here for 6 weeks, and I must say the first 30 days in Tanzania has been more productive than the last 30 years, and it wasn't for lack of trying. It wasn't for um, oh, I didn't work hard enough. I worked hard. I worked hard for major Fortune 500 corporations. I stayed late. I got up early. I worked hard. Didn't get the promotion, didn't get the opportunities, was always overlooked. In a lot of cases, let go, and some places I had to let go. I had to hold on to my dignity and walk out. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around how is it that all I did was move geographically from one place to the next. That's all I did. And I've done this move so many times. I've moved back to Jamaica. I've traveled in so many different places. I don't know if my timing is just right or I came with the right plans or the right mindset. I don't know what I'm doing right, that my work is being blessed, and I receive that blessing. But you know, I just knew that in myself as a woman, the kind of woman that I am, who works hard, who goes above and beyond, who is always there for other people, who, puts in the time. I'm a damn good researcher. If nothing, I know how to research and find information. I'm great at most of the things that I do. I was a business development specialist. I was a consultant, and I was just not getting anywhere, you know? And where the work is concerned, I had to employ myself because at a certain level, we black people in the West, we're told that we're not good enough to make this kind of money. I applied for jobs after jobs after jobs, and I wasn't getting anything. I had to register my own business, go into business for myself, make my own money. And my money came from all over, okay? But to say in America, I was gonna make the money that I deserved, I wasn't going to do that. You know, I learned every kind of skill there is. Web development, editing, and to spend my time in that vacuum of, it's not like you can walk out the front door and meet people who look like you, who want your betterment, or who want to bring you their business. It's not like you can bump into someone in the supermarket who looks like you, who you have a connection with, you know? There is the group that requires, the group circle that requires to make money is broken for Black people. It's completely broken for Black people in the West. There is, you know, the Black owned supermarkets, God bless them, they're far away and few and far between out there in the wilderness. The Black owned banks, half of us don't even know that they're Black owned banks to go and put our money there and build up our community. The other half that do know, we put a little bit there and put the rest in the white bank. And then when we go to the white bank to get a loan and they don't give us the loan, we complain about racism. You know, when the Chinese, you go to Chinatown anywhere in New York, in California, just go to Chinatown and see the bank. Everything is written in Chinese. The Chinese do not bank with Americans, they bank with their own. Okay? And I'm not saying that we missed the message or we don't know any better, but our structure is so broken psychologically and emotionally, and as a people, to struggle against the tide of norms and ideals that have nothing to do with our betterment. Take that for whatever you want it to be. Just look around at the American society. Is the media supporting positive images of Black people? And if so, what does that mean? Does it mean self-sufficiency? Does it mean being self-employed? Does it mean having your own history be taught to you? Does it mean self-empowerment? From the education system all the way up to the very top, the American system is designed to break the consciousness of Blacks, descendants of slaves, Caribbean people. If you're Black and in the West, the objective is to break you consciously and make you feel as if you are not good enough and you can't do anything without them. You can't feed yourself without them. You can't have a job without them. You can't buy a house without them. And I ask you, what part of that is free to you? What part of that sounds like freedom? There is no freedom there. Your humanity, your dignity, your personhood is in their hands, and they crush it when they feel like it. You could be the most qualified person, you go to get a job and you'll never get that job. You could just be parking your car and going to get gas and they'll shoot you. So it's kind of difficult to grasp that the last 30 days and some have been better for me than the last 30 years of my life. It's very difficult to grasp, you know? And so many bad things have happened to me in the West that it's like, okay, when does it get bad here? And I'm hoping it never does. But if you are watching this video and you can see me and you can hear my voice, that means you are now empowered to change your outlook and your future. You don't have to stay anywhere. There's nothing in your hand that says I must stay here. If you want to leave, leave. If you want to get out of the matrix, get out. The humanity, your dignity, your personhood is being traduced, trampled underfoot, maligned, disadvantaged, persecuted, and prosecuted psychologically, emotionally, and economically in America, in Britain, in wherever it is that they're white folk. You need to be where the majority of people are black folk, where you bank with the folk that look like you, where you build with the folk that look like you, where you have access to vitamin D all year round, not just 90 days out of the year, and then your entire body starts to break down. I'm losing weight by doing nothing. I drink water. I drink pure mineral water. That's all I'm drinking. That's all I'm doing. I haven't changed my diet. I haven't stopped going here, there, and eating this, whatever comes up. And my body is responding. I've gone to the doctor who found things that were wrong with me that the doctors have overlooked on me in America because I was a black woman. When I went to deliver JoJo, I kept telling them the baby was out of position. They had me in labor for over something like 19 hours in pain and suffering before they listened to me and opted for an emergency C-section. Okay? My friend Zakia can tell you, I'm not exaggerating the hours. I'm not exaggerating the time. I'm probably under telling you the time. I went in the Wednesday and I didn't have the baby until Friday morning. So you count that, okay? Of me telling them the baby is out of position. I can feel her in my back. She is malpositioned. When JoJo was born, she had a bump on her head. They said, "Oh, it will take a year or so for her to outgrow that." What does that do to a child? To an unborn child, to be in such a malposition that you don't have oxygen enough and your head is pushed up against your mother's pelvis for a long time, that when they went in to remove you, your head was crooked. That's the country that we call better. Better than who? Better than what? Really better than who? Who is America better than? What is America better than? What is freedom in America? What is freedom? What are the values that you're holding on to that is so precious that if you leave it behind, you're going to lose and miss out on something? Look at this. I'm not missing out. I've gained over loss. Let me show you something else. This is my studio. I don't know if y'all can see this or if I'm filming in the dark, but this is my studio. Okay? I don't know where in America I would be able to afford a room that I can store all of my equipment and all of my gear that I've been purchasing and securing over the years. This is my studio. Okay? I don't know if you can see, right? All my tripods, all my lights. I ship these things here, right? And this is my balcony. My rent is affordable. My daughter is in a good school. She's learning a new language. I'm on my way. I'm, trying my best to help others. But it's just frightening that I could have died living a half life. I knew it was a half life. That's the thing that bothers me, is I knew I was living a half life because I came from Jamaica. This is not like new to me. This is the kind of house that I grew up in. This is the kind of lifestyle that I grew up in. And I knew I was living a half life. I was living a third life. I wasn't even a percentage of the person that I am on the inside. And when you determine to not let the system change you, to not let yourself become selfish and malicious and gossipy and violent and vindictive, and you're determined to be whole and good inside, the system runs over you. The people who have allowed themselves to be the vessels of Satan, they run over you. So it hasn't been easy for me, trying to just hold on to what is good inside of me. But here, I can do that. Because people are naturally kind, how human beings should be to each other. So yeah, I'm struggling with repatriation, depression, but I'll get over it. But there are days when I look back in my life where I have my memories, and they're just awful. They're just really, really awful. They're just really, really awful things that happen to me because of the environment and the country and the society. I don't have good memories. So now my memory is short. My memory is only 30 days. I only can go back to when I landed here. That's as far as I want to go with my memory. I don't want to remember any of that stuff because that country was just awful. Health, education, employment, it was disgusting. Disgusting. You don't have to come. But I knew I was living a half life and I wish I left sooner. I just wish I left sooner. But and everything is good in time. And I guess that's what the ancestors wanted me to do, was to go through that so that I can be in a better mental space to protect people and put them in a better place that they can deal with better things, that they can see better things. But I saw it all. I saw it all. I saw it all, and things hit differently when you are you're emotionally aware and you're psychologically conscious of what you're looking at, when people, it is everything from the justice system, everything is just, it's a trap. It's a trap, and you can't grasp in your mind why would anyone want you to suffer for their benefit. And that's the hard part, is you know, locking people up. There's money to gain. It's a capitalistic country, but without any kind of conscience. Excuse me. You know, removing children from homes, from people's homes for no reason. Children are getting lost in the system. You know, they're stealing children at the border coming from Mexico. Just all of these things, bodies are turning up without organs. Black women and children are missing, the missing statistic. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. Black children are getting left behind. Black children are leaving high school, can't read. It's just too much. Yes, I understand that for every awful story that they report, there are about 10 great stories that they're not reporting. But that doesn't mean that there is no truth at all to what we're seeing in the news, you know? So, with all of that, and then every time I turn on the TV, a black man is being shot. It wasn't one of my brothers, it wasn't my neighbor, it wasn't my friend, but it was my blood. And it could easily be my son, it could have easily been my neighbor, it could have easily been my brother. So I don't take any comfort in knowing that, oh, it didn't happen to me. It can happen, and it's happening faster now more than ever. So I'm almost ready to start talking about this other project that I'm working on. Um, Maybe this is the video that I had to do first before I was able to release what I'm doing. Um, but I've been making videos every day, so I'll make those videos public instead of private, so that people can see what I saw and what I was able to achieve and what I'm working towards for the repatriation movement, um, for the daughters and sons of the descendants of slaves in the continent, in the country of Tanzania. Anyway, maybe I just needed a good cry. I feel better. Jojo will be home soon. I'm gonna make dinner. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye bye.